Bonsoir, mes amis. Je m'appelle Owen. This is Craig. I don't speak French. No parle me français. But you know who has a couple of points in the bag? It's the Dallas Stars. 7 straight wins now, points in 9. Sam is here too. He's got some personal news. We'll update that right at the beginning of the Superchats. So get ready because he's going to blow your mind next on the DLS Dallas Stars postgame show.
Get ready, boys.
Craig Ludwig could not lose tonight because either his first NHL team or his last was going to win this hockey game. And the Dallas Stars were the ones that prevailed in a shootout 2-1, a low-scoring, entertaining, and at times dull hockey game on Saturday night at Bell Center. It was fun. Sometimes it wasn't. But in the end, 7 straight wins for the Stars, 9-game point streak, 8-0-1 run as Dallas keeps piling up points. They now are 11-3-1 in their last 15 games. That is about a 77-point percentage. Luddy, that'll get it done.
You continue to climb the ladder and put a little more distance in the rear view from Colorado. They lose tonight. You got 3 games in hand now on them, so that's nice. My feeling is probably coming out of this game now, I think both teams are happy. You know what I mean? Montreal, they go in and they win a game in Washington and in overtime and get 2 points there, and then they get a point tonight on a back-to-back. And to me, this game was all about the 2 guys between the pipes.
Boy, it was a goaltending battle for the ages. Sam Nestler, Craig Ludwig, I'm Owen Newkirk. Our producer, John Anderson, is here as well. Thank you for joining us here on the postgame show. Sam, it was a goaltender's duel, and it was not to be disappointed at all because Montembeault and Oettinger were both very, very good tonight.
Yeah, it's like classic Canada versus USA, right? They go toe-to-toe. It seems like every time they play each other, and these guys went toe-to-toe. I wrote about it in the 3 thoughts that I'll publish after the show, that it felt like whoever blinked first, turned out it was whoever blinked second for the goalies, but they were fantastic. And Oettinger just was solid. It felt like he knew this was the kind of game it was going to be, and he stepped up and made those big saves that we talk about so often that, rob a couple of guys, he gets a break on a post later on, and Montembeault the same thing. And I don't know if Montembeault had Stankoven's number or what, or if every goalie in the NHL has Stankoven's number, but these guys really put on a show, and it was fun to watch. I'm a sucker for goalie duels once in a while, so I liked it.
Luddy, before we get into the details of it, you mentioned putting a couple of points ahead of the Colorado Avalanche. Avs are at 53 through 44 games. Dallas, who officially hit the halfway point at the conclusion of tonight's game, 41 down, 41 to go, 55. So 2-point lead with 3 games in hand. But to me, even more important than just the Avs, it's that Calgary Flames gap is now 10, which means the last playoff spot. Calgary's outside looking in. Vancouver's in the second wild card at 48. 10 points ahead of the first team on the outside looking in, because it wasn't that long ago Dallas found themselves on the outside looking in, and this is where they want to be, fighting, clawing, and scratching for the top 3 spots. That way whether you're in or out is really not of a big concern.
Yeah, I think Dallas at the point where they're not looking out the rearview window anymore.
Agreed.
They're moving forward. They're not going to look behind them. Colorado may see the taillights of the Stars for quite a while. I don't think they're really worried about anybody beyond after Colorado. Even Vancouver. What's going on in Vancouver? We'll see if that thing falls off the rails and where it goes. But I think all in all, if you're one of the guys in the green and white jerseys, you're taking care of yourselves and you're looking forward. And let's get on the train or the bus or whatever it is, and let's go to Ottawa and grab 2 more points there.
All right, let's get into our recap tonight, as there were no goals in the first period, Sam, but boy, did Dallas outplay Montreal in shots, shot attempts, high danger chances. it wasn't as though Montreal was completely run out of the building, but they just didn't generate much of anything of a threat. And usually when you play a team that's on the disadvantage of the back-to-back, in this case, Dallas had the day to rest, light practice, or optional, I guess you'd call it, on Friday. Montreal to play Friday night in Washington, D.C., then get back late, no skate today, or I think it was only Savard and Laine or Pizzetta that were out there. And you would think usually that team is okay at the first, and then they start to fall, sort of out on the energy front. If anything, Montreal gained energy in the middle period and beyond. They were not very good. They were kind of laggy in the first.
Yeah, they've kind of become notorious with that. They've had a lot of slow starts lately, even during this current run of wins they have going on. But it's a weird thing too, because you think the energy of the building would bring that out early on in Montreal. I mean, we talked about the energy. It's one of the better buildings to play in. They sell out almost every night. The intros are crazy. It's a really easy building to get up to play in. So you think, going with your point, and they know we need to start hot. We need to get a lead. It's because we might get tired the second half of the game. Stars roll 4 lines. It's a nightmare of a matchup for teams playing back to back, because you go against a team that can just put out 4 lines and 3D pairs over and over again at you. But you're right. It felt like the opposite. And the Stars didn't create a ton of amazing chances. It wasn't a lot of second chances and scrambles around the net, but they dominated possession. They kind of did whatever they want. And it was similar to the end of that Philly game, the part where the Dallas was just kind of keeping them at bay. Every time Montreal got the puck, the gap was there. They turned it over and they sent it right back in and went back to work. So it was an interesting start, but it's kind of what Montreal's done for whatever reason. And then, as you said, they just got better and better as the game went on.
Sam, I would say that I would think other teams, as Dallas is coming into their building or they're going into Dallas's building, they may pay attention to this game tonight, only because there may be some kind of a philosophy behind it when you play the Dallas Stars, when you play that physical kind of game, and when you say there weren't a ton of chances. If you're hitting everybody, at least you're getting the right guys. You don't have to go out and try to find number 21 or number 24, whatever. And so, it might be something that other teams at Dallas may run up against. And because you don't see a big pushback in that category, and if you're going to be able to out-hit them and keep them to 1 or 2 goals in a hockey game and keep the quality scoring chances down, and maybe something they may see in the future.
Well, the hits in the first period were 13-2 Montreal. Dallas did not register a hit, or at least they weren't credited with one in the second period, where it was 23-2 Montreal, and the game finished 30-8 in the hits department. Hits are an arbitrary stat sometimes. I don't necessarily think that they're tracked precisely in every building. There's some gray area. But when you see that big of a disparity, there's clearly strategy, and it's a stylistic difference.
Yeah, I think what it is that, especially when it's on the good players, they're more concerned about looking over their shoulder, wondering where the next guy's coming from. Where am I going to get hit from my left or my right? And their focus isn't solely on the puck or, trying to make a move or trying to find a passing lane. So, it gets your attention. But I think Dallas did a good job. They didn't get involved in anything where they had to push back, put themselves, down a lot, or any retaliation kind of penalties. But you'd like to see, again, to me, these are characteristics of what's going to happen in the playoffs. And if you're going to play teams like Dallas and Dallas against, let's say, Vegas, or you're going to play them against Minnesota, I mean, you're going to see a little bit more physical play, and you're going to have to push back at some point.
Sam, these Stars. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Luds, what do you think of Dumba with Anderson? I kind of loved that little pushback. He didn't take anything and
it's
ended
funny
up drawing
you asked
a power
Luds
play.
that question, because I was going to say that was the moment that led to the only power play of the first period. And it was a circumstance where Dumba got called for roughing. Anderson got a double minor for roughing. And we kind of left ourselves scratching our heads going, how the Stars get a power play out of that?
Well, I mean, that's part of the MO with Dumba. I mean, he's got an edge to him, and I think in the past he's probably been asked to kind of keep his cool a little bit and not take that retaliation penalty. But again, you're in an opponent's building, and you can tell that your team is on the wrong side of delivering checks. And so if there's any pushback, and again, one of the guys he pushed back in Anderson is a big cat, so you're not going to run around and push a guy. I like the way Dumba plays. I mean, I know there's parts of his game, but when he adds that in there, you have to have more than just Jamie Benn that's getting, joining the party on that side of the game.
Coming into tonight's game, Montreal, one of the top penalized teams in the league. They have 409 minutes in penalties entering the contest, over 120 minutes more than the Stars do in one more game played. And yet that was it. Montreal, maybe because of the fatigue of the previous game, maybe because of the style that Dallas plays, they don't necessarily return fire with the hits like Montreal dishes out. So they didn't get sucked into that type of game. That was a pretty disciplined game for Montreal.
Yeah, and when I think it's easier for a team when you don't see the pushback. So guys like Laine and Caulfield and Suzuki, they know that they can go into the high traffic areas and maybe not have to pay the price going in there to do it, and so they're a little bit freer to roam around and do what they do.
Well, the power play, Sam, was they had a couple of chances right at the very end. Miro Heiskanen took a shot from the left circle that Montembeault got, but it trickled past him and toward the right post. Dodonov got that. I gave him a high danger for that, but Montembeault recovered well. And, Ludwig and I have been talking about just how big he is. He reminds us a lot of Oettinger in both his size and the style of play, and he's able to cover the bottom of the net pretty quickly because of that length he has with his legs.
Yeah, I talked to, as you guys know, I love goalies. So I talked to Jake and Casey a ton after practices or morning skates. And I kind of have learned a little bit about how the difference in how they have to play the game because of their sizes. And Jake, like you said, with Montembeault, is just able to go down a lot. He goes into that RVH, he goes into that butterfly a lot more and a lot quicker. And it's because all they have to do is go down into the butterfly and they cover the entire net. And their upper body covers a very large part of the upper net. So you got to pretty much be perfect when you shoot against them. And we'll get into a perfect shot in a little bit in the recap here. But I think that it's a different style for goalies nowadays. And that's the learning that you have to get, is you have to see that this guy is going to stop it if I shoot low. I have to make some sort of move or I have to elevate the puck to beat him. And he's hard to beat. He's a big dude and he's pretty quick too, which is a very dynamic duo of skills that Oettinger has as well.
For all of those things that you just said, Sam, it's kind of where I go, well, yeah, you kind of got to watch his game and how many plays. You don't want him playing more than 60 games and all this stuff. Like, I don't think they're just so calm for the most part, and they're just moving left or right. They're staying in tight, and they're not as active as other goalies that I can see where they would get more fatigued. But that's where I think that guys like this can play 2, 3, 4 games in a row if they really need to. And I guess that's why I feel that, guys like Jake and Montembeault, if he gets there, they can make a run through the playoffs. I mean, they don't have to get spotted by somebody else.
Well, Montembeault made a phenomenal save on Maverick Bourque in the first period on that wraparound attempt. And it's because of his size he was able to get there, because I don't think he got a great jump and read on the play, but he is able to go post to post so fast because it's not that big of a distance for him.
But I would also say it's because of the size of Bourque.
Yes.
Helps because he doesn't have those long alligator. He's got more alligator arms than he does. Well, only because he's a shorter guy. So we've seen guys, and now if that's Laine, I mean, he's probably being able to wrap it from behind the net. He can be midway in the net and get his, long stick out there.
Tuck it.
Yeah, but Maverick's got a longer distance to go, which allows Montembeault to get across to that post.
Well, it would have been a storybook moment for Maverick Bourque. He had one later, but that wraparound attempt was great. End of the first period, shots were 17-7. They actually took one away to make it 16-7, but not at the time I scribbled my notes. And still, Stars doing everything but scoring in the first period. Second period, though, and Sam, this goes back to what we were talking about at the top of the segment, which is Montreal was the better team to start period 2. It was a great chance for Jake Evans. He missed it from the left circle, but Suzuki, Evans, Dvorak, Kirby Dach, Laine, all with chances before Dallas even got a puck on net.
They pushed, and they came out in the second period like I thought they were going to come out in the first period. As simple as that, and they controlled the play, and I think it was lucky, not lucky. Obviously, Oettinger was good, but the Stars were probably a little bit fortunate not to have fallen behind early in that second period.
I think he didn't have a goal tonight, but Evgeny Dodonov had 2 or 3 really good grade A chances. We say this a lot, almost as if we're surprised. Now, first of all, he's a good player and smart anyway, and he does this fairly regularly. The fact that he used to play in Montreal probably doesn't hurt the motivation. Mm-hmm. But every time we talk about Dodonov to one of his teammates, they just say, well, he's a smart player. He just knows the game, and he plays a really good style. Pete always says he plays a playoff style hockey.
He doesn't have any fear going into the high traffic area. Tonight he was very noticeable between the hash marks and below the dots in front of the goaltender. I mean, he found ways to get there. He's very determined. I mean, he doesn't shy away from anything. When he does take a hit, it's not a retaliatory kind of player. But you can't push him out of the fight. He just seems to be around it all the time.
So that's where we're at. And then suddenly we have a rush of goals. We'll talk about it next here on the DLLS Dallas Stars postgame show.
All right, before that, let's talk about Sleeper. Sleeper is the best fantasy league platform out there, but they are much more than that. You can put your ball or puck knowledge to the test by picking whether your favorite or least favorite players will have more or less in their projected stats each week or each day. For tomorrow, it is NFL playoff time. I'm no Giants fan, despite being from right down the street here in New Jersey. So I'm going to go ahead and pick former Giants running back Saquon Barkley to score an anytime touchdown in the Eagles playoff game against the Packers. Philly loves their Eagles. That's something that I learned even more as the crowd booed the Flyers while simultaneously cheering for the Eagles in Philly on Thursday. If Barkley scores tomorrow, you can win 1.34 times your money. With Sleeper, the more picks you combine, the more you can win, all the way up to 100 times your money. If you think you have what it takes, new users can download the Sleeper app and use the code DLLSSTARS to get $55 in free entries when you place a $5 contest. Apply it to any contest. Doesn't have to be your first. Terms and conditions apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today.
Talk about the East-West Shrine Bowl. It's America's oldest college football all-star game, and it's being held right here in Texas. On January 30th, be a part of history as the 100th East-West Shrine Bowl at AT&T Stadium takes place. Since 1925, the game has been benefited Shriners Children's and its mission to provide innovative pediatric specialty care to improve and transform the lives of children. See some of the nation's top college football players play in this head-to-head competition ahead of the NFL draft. And some of the players that have been declaring in the last week or two need a little bump to try to get their draft stock raised a bit more. The East-West Shrine Bowl has served as the starting point for many noteworthy NFL careers, including 80 members of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and more than 200 members of the College Football Hall of Fame. Tickets start at just $20. Use the code DLLS when purchasing 2 or more tickets to receive 50% off. Visit shrinebowl.com to buy your tickets today. All right, let's talk about the action goals, not the shootout. We'll get to that in a second. In the span of less than 2.5 minutes, we went from 0-0 to 1-1, and it started because of a couple of penalties. First, Matt Dumba was called for cross-checking at 14:26, giving Montreal their first power play.
Sam didn't like that call.
Sam, you didn't like the call?
Soft. So soft. I don't like the new rules with cross-checking in general. I just think it's all he does is push the guy to try to get a little positioning, and he falls down. I don't
think they're new rules anymore, Sam. Unfortunately, we've had them for a while.
Yeah. What do you think of the call?
I agree with Sam. You know what though? Are we seeing Dumba be? I don't want to say targeted, but if a player is being called 2 or more times every game, maybe you are doing something that stands out to the officials. I don't know, but yeah, I don't agree myself. I agree with Sam. I don't agree with that because there sure wasn't much there. But sometimes when you're in Montreal, you know, the hockey gods are kind of looking at the guys that are wearing the jerseys with the CH on it.
34 seconds into the power play, Colin Blackwell gets called for tripping, and it was a pretty obvious call. It looked like he got Caulfield caught up with his stick between the legs.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and again, I think he knew it right away. And again, it's a high-profile player, and it's a smaller player, and a player who likes to skate around and dart around at any time. And they're smart. You know, I mean, you feel it, and, you know, that somehow that foot kind of slides out a little easier.
Hi, Kevin, our host of the Mavericks show here on DLLS. Nearly 100 live viewers. Yeah, tell everybody, anyone that's a Stars fan, hit us up, right? 7 straight wins.
Nobody likes Dallas sports like Kevin Gray. I'm telling you right now.
Not at all. Well, Sam, 5-on-3 sets up a real predicament, and we're going to talk about it in detail because Patrik Laine scores again on the power play, again against the Stars, again. 9th goal of the year in 13, was it? I think it was. No, excuse me. It was 14 games this season. He has 9 goals. And Laine scores from Nick Suzuki and Lanehutson at 15-14, 1-0. And let's take a quick look at this, Luds, because how they set it up was from right to left. And this screenshot we have for you right here is right at release, just above the left dot. And you want to talk about Ilya Lyubushkin and what he was doing on this play.
Well, I mean, again, it's always easier after a goal goes in that you can look around and, do different things. But yeah, I thought Dallas did a good job, first off, of keeping it outside that triangle. They kept it on the perimeter. And of the 9 goals or whatever he has, isn't he got like 6 or 7 of them right from this spot? I mean, this is Ovechkin territory, right? I mean, Ovi's got his name right over there on that dot. And so this is where Laine is too. He's a shooter. But for me, in this scenario, knowing that he's a shooter and they're setting everything up, typically when Laine's not there, that would have been the little guy standing on the goal line. That would have been Caulfield. Now he's down here waiting for something to come from the other side. He's more a tap-in if it goes through that triangle. It doesn't here. For me, what I do on this play, I go down on this one. My feet would be sliding to the right once I see it coming over here. Because if you can get Laine to even spot that you went down and it goes back to the top guy, you pop up and you take that one away. Plus, you probably buy yourself another 4 or 5 seconds on the kill. So that's what I would do. And again, unfortunately for Lyubushkin, he stands here and it ends up hitting the shaft of his stick, and that's why it eludes Jake. Otherwise, Jake's probably right on it because Laine doesn't raise this. He keeps it on the ice. I was just going to say, like,
aside from that one tweak where you'd like to see him maybe go down and stick his feet out, if you look at the screenshot, you even said you thought that Lyubushkin, as the puck went from Hudson on the right back to Suzuki at the point and over, that he was in the right position, covering the play and making sure that cross ice pass to Caulfield wasn't there. And I think your point just now, if that doesn't deflect off the stick, because it deflects off his stick to Lyubushkin's right and comes back to the left of Oettinger. Oettinger makes that save.
Yeah, he's on it. And Essa does a good job, too. Essa's sliding down to make sure nothing can come through there. So all 3 of the penalty killers did their job well. The guy in the slot's covered by Essa. He's got the pass through if it does. And the first look when I saw it on a different angle, I thought my head would have went towards the boards.
Right.
Because, again, this is all about perception. That's what the goalie sees. And once you see this angle, I'm like, no, my head wouldn't go that way. My feet would kick out to the right, let it go down. And what you do is when you kick out, you kind of slide a little. You'll be sliding a little bit, and you'll probably slide into the passing lane and also to Caulfield.
Do you let your stick trail a little?
My stick stays out in front of me to my left and up so that if there is something that comes through to the back door, your stick has some kind of play. You try to make yourself as big and use your stick, use your feet, and make yourself as long as you possibly can. And I don't get on my side. I almost lay down flat because that way a goaltender, there's only a foot, that you're going to take away. Sometimes when you lay down on your side, your arms, or you can go through your arms, or could hit a shin pad, go up this way. If it's going to hit you, more than likely it hits you and stays right there.
Well, it's a great shot for Laine, who has 9 power play goals.
There we go.
On 9 goals. Yeah, all of them on the power play.
That's what I was going to say. It's unbelievable.
but he's so effective, and it's a little closer than where Ovechkin usually sets up, because a lot of times he'd be at the top of the circle, but it's the same effect. You know it's coming, and it's still almost impossible to stop.
Now, if you would have watched the game against Washington last night, Laine scored a goal from that same spot. They played him totally different. They actually went over the way they used to try to play Ovechkin. They went over and took him completely away, but there was a goal scored from the top, which they took the most dangerous guy away, which, again, I think that's something that you have to – 5-on-3, you're kind of between a rock and a hard place, regardless of who you're playing against. But what you're trying to do is keep anything going. The shot's got to come from the perimeter as much as you can, and you don't let anything go through the triangle.
Sam, it didn't take long for Dallas to respond. It feels like there's been a whole bunch this year where Dallas would score a goal and then concede within a minute, 30 seconds, a minute and a half, 2 minutes, that kind of thing. Well, Dallas did it to Montreal this time, 2 minutes and 20 seconds separating the goals. And this starts with a turnover in the Dallas zone. And Maverick Bourque starts this 2-on-1. Ben and Heiskanen, who is about even with Bourque in the D zone, chugs all the way up the ice and causes Caden Gooley to have to make a committed pass block. And Luddy looked at me and goes, I don't think Jamie was ever going to pass on that. But that is the kind of thing where not long ago, and I don't mean this year, but in previous years, Jamie would almost force that pass. He's always trying to be unselfish. But the way he's scoring right now, he's shooting.
There's so much on that play to like, right? It starts with Bourque helping out Heiskanen on the near wall, helping set a little pick to allow the puck to get around the boards. Then Bourque goes right into his perfect spot, standing right in the middle as a center on that line. He's right there when the puck pops out to him, headmans the puck perfectly to Ben. And as you mentioned, Heiskanen yes, it's probably not the pass is probably not going there, but Haskin in doing that is distracting, like you said, the defender, and also making Montembeault have to look a little bit and at least be a little aware of the pass. But man, that's the Jamie Benn. We've talked about it so many times. That shot is just lethal. And you can flash back to so many years of him shooting it from all over the ice and beating goalies that look like they should have a beat on it. But it's not only quick and the release is quick, he's so deadly accurate. I think I looked it up today. He won the 2012, I think, All-Star accuracy shooting. He used to do this all the time. And if you look at the window he has to shoot with Montembeault, who's still standing when he releases it, there's nothing to shoot at. And he not only shoots a perfect spot, but he times it perfectly just as Montembeault starts to drop down, puts it right over him. And it's just a beautiful shot. But it's one of those goals I love to watch because it's not a 200-foot. I know Les is going to correct me. It's a 170-foot or whatever you want to call it goal. And I think it's just a great display of all three of those guys on that line that had a part in it.
Yeah, a lot of times it's not below the goal line.
Yeah, what Jamie is, at least right up till now, he's dialed in. I mean, his sights are dialed in, and he's picking the spots that he wants to. And when you said he used to force passes before, which you're right, but he was trying to force him to Tyler Seguin.
Oh yeah,
so there was good reason.
It's not not that the intentions weren't good. It's just sometimes it felt like he was deferring too much.
Yeah, but you're 100% right. If it's not for Essa, Goulet plays that a little different.
Miro.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I mean Miro.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep.
Did I say Essa? I didn't.
You said.
Essa come flying up there, didn't he?
He does it all the time.
Essa's a weapon.
And if you could go back and look at that in the neutral zone, actually it wasn't. It was closer to his own blue line.
I think
he just separated from there was a forward chasing him, and he was a whole zone ahead of him. But yeah, if that's not there, then Goulet probably goes down. And again, from Goulet's standpoint, I would say when you go down like that, you want to kind of swing your feet to the shooter. I mean, he goes down, and it even gives you a little bit more room to get your shot off. So, but yeah, another great shot by Jamie Benn.
Jamie Benn not only has his 12th goal of the season, 5-game point streak. He has goals in 4 of his last 5. But listen to this. He has points in 13 of 15, and he has 6 goals and 15 points. And he has points in 16 of his last 20 games, 8 goals, 19 points. That's a heck of a run. I think that's pretty good.
Is that good?
I didn't know.
And
how about this? There was only one. Go ahead, Sam.
I was just going to say shout out to Maverick Bourque, too. Like we mentioned on that play, he was a big part of it, and he extends his now career-long point streak to 3 games.
Hey, the bad thing on that whole play is when Bourque gets the puck up, he changes immediately. He doesn't get a plus on it. He gets no plus.
But he gets the point.
With no plus.
But he did actually step off the ice before the shot was taken, so he doesn't get credit for being on the ice during that. Here's the good news. So not only had Maverick Bourque not had points in consecutive games until the other night in Philly when he did 2 in a row. Now it's 3, but the Stars tie it up right away. And then as literally the last few seconds of the period, I thought they were going to score, and I thought it was the kid that needed it the most, Logan Stankoven. Sam Steele makes an unbelievable backhand pass from the right wall with pace into the slot. Stankoven hits it first time with full power. Sam Montembeault was just really good on the play, made another good save.
That's all you can say. I mean, seven shots, I believe it was, for Stankoven tonight, and he's getting the shots from high-quality areas.
24 games now without a goal.
It's not like he's not doing everything else right. The only thing is it's not going in.
I mean, he put it in the right spot. He puts a pass from this side, and he goes against the grain. That's an incredibly hard save, and it's just he just can't get it to go right now.
No, and so it's tied going into the third period. Back and forth third, and then there was a dull part of the third with a lot of whistles and not much movement in the timing and kind of a little bit of careful. There were 2 high-danger chances. Both teams had a decent amount of looks, but none of Montreal's got to that level. I think Kirby Dach got close on the power plays. He skated to the net, but Oettinger read it the whole way, never budged, made this easy save. It was Dodonov driving to the net on the backhand, his 3rd high danger of the night, and then Stankoven on his own rebound. The puck hit off his stick at the crease, and as he's getting knocked over, he tries to stuff one. Montembeault's moving from the middle to his left, and that's another big-time save for the Montreal goalie.
You always talk about players that are down in that area of the ice, and a lot of them, the first ones don't go in, unless you're that pure guy, and you're always, and you got to get that second chance and that third chance. He does. He finds a way to get that stick on it, and He doesn't stop. He doesn't stop till he hears a whistle.
So then, Sam, we go to 3-on-3. And how about Cole Caulfield ringing the left post on the first shot from the right circle?
So I watched a lot of college hockey with Cole Caulfield, Wisconsin against Minnesota, and he did that all the time. He just came in the zone, kind of delayed a little bit, moved to his right, and ripped it far side and scored so many goals like that. So as soon as he came in, I was like, watch out. He's got a pretty good ding. I told you. I was trying to tell you. It's a great shot. He has, see, there you go. He's got such a great release and such an elite shot, and he can beat goalies from absolutely anywhere.
If it was in a black and white frame with no number or anything on it, it's so Connor Bedard, and Connor Bedard is so Cole Caulfield. And I do have a little nitpicky thing there as far as Miro. That stick, if you know what his move is, we know Bedard's move. I mean, they go to it probably 70-75% of the time, and they're good at it, and they generally hit it. So you bring your blade more to the middle instead of having it out, and almost take that move away from him. Because that little bit of a change of the angle, that throws goaltenders off, and it's deceptive. And if you can keep him shooting from when it's extended, I think I think the goaltenders would appreciate it a little bit more.
The other parts of the 3-on-3, we're running out of time here, but it was Duchesne had a 2-on-1, and he missed the net on a great cross-ice pass. Then Kirby Dach had a backhander on a centering pass right at the crease. Oettinger made a good save on that. He had sort of collect it and shoot it in one backhand motion. Very skillful little play. And then Robertson, Stankoven, Hintz, and Harley all had looks. The one for Robo was right into the glove of Montembeault, though. He held it, he showed him, and he hit it.
He hit it. I wish we could slow that down, too, because I almost believed that the glove was already up there.
I think it was.
Like he read him, and the glove was just there waiting for it.
Come on, hit me.
Exactly. He did, though.
Then they go to a shootout, and we're going to show that to you next and get to our major Sam announcement and our Super Chats here on the DLS Dallas Stars postgame show.
Hey, this is a dry read, so there's no booze, no coolers with booze in it.
No.
It's FOCO, F-O-C-O, FOCO. Get fitted out in the best sports gear around. Hoodies, shoes, signs, bobbleheads, and everything in between. Going to a basketball or hockey game? Now, I want Sam to pay attention here. Show off your love with team-branded friendship bracelets or maybe other kinds of trinkets. Whether it's jackets, beachwear, or even overalls, Wisconsin, we call them bibs, folks. There's something for fans for almost every occasion. Set decorations, FOCO has donated a few awesome pieces for our sets. Go show them some love. Check out FOCO.com or click the link in the description below. For all non-presale items, use the promo code DLLS10 for 10% off.
Time for us to talk about game time. You know, college football is almost over, but there still is one game left, and you can be there to see it if you want to go to Atlanta. Mercedes-Benz Stadium should be a lot of fun. Will it be Notre Dame? Will it be Ohio State? Well, the only way to know it for sure is to get there in person, and you need to use Game Time. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out all the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. Plus, you can get seat views virtually so you know where you're buying it in the venue. Plus, even in addition to that, they have the lowest price guarantee and event cancellation protection, all sorts of things to make sure you're getting the great best deal you can. You can take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time by downloading the Game Time app. Create an account and use the code DLLS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code DLLS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guarantee. Okay, let's start with the shootout really quickly. One shot that went in, Jason Robertson. Jake Oettinger went 3 for 3. Stars win 7 in a row, points in 9. But we watched Jason Robertson make it look so easy, almost effortless, and it should almost be illegal how good he is in terms of being able to put this in. So we did a couple screenshots. So, John, if you would expand it so Luddy can see, and me too.
I'm looking right at it.
I know,
dude,
but
I can see
our
it.
window's
Producing
a little...
with 2 arms over here. Sheesh.
I know. Well, that's okay. but we just want to be able to see this a little bit larger. Everybody else can't tell.
Gonna
Okay,
mess up the social clip.
go to the first one, if you would, please. So there he is. And then move forward one more. He's getting ready to load up LUDs. He's now below the hash mark, entering the low slot, pulls it in a little bit, and then there's the puck going in.
He nonchalantly just lifts it up into the top right corner all the time. And I'm wondering when, because goaltenders watch. They know if they're going to a shootout, they typically know who the first 2 guys are, or 3 guys. And he just makes it look so easy. But I do believe there's part of this that is tough for goaltenders is, remember when he used to go to the 5-hole all the time? He kind of used something very similar here, pulls it in, and he just slides it through the 5-hole. So it almost looks like Montembeault, he's a little concerned about it. Once he starts to go down, that stick is in there, the pad from his left pad is in there,
Look at
and
how
he drops
leaning.
his hand. And he drops his hand.
Is he?
It's just there's nothing to it.
Doesn't it make
Literally
him-
dropping his glove.
Doesn't it almost make him look like he's reading that shot above the pad, below the glove?
It's like because he's put a couple there before, but he's been doing this for a little bit now. But it's almost like he gets the puck to stand up flat on his stick, and he just kind of shovels it up there very easy.
Slices it. Yeah, he slices it. You can almost, that last graphic there is perfect. You can see the reason he's so successful is because look at how much net there is when he's releasing it. And that's because he doesn't pull it too far to release it. He's shooting it from still right at the post there, basically, when he releases the puck. So Montembeault has to guard against the blocker. He's got to guard against the 5-hole, and he's got to go glove, which is why that shot is so hard to defend. It's elite, straight up elite.
Hey, you know, a while back there was a kid here by the name of UC Oettinger, right? He went to the same shot every single time, and no goalies could catch up to that one. You know, between the blocker and the pads, and he just found a way all the time. So I just think he's got such a deceiving delivery on it, and maybe they're thinking he's got the other 5-hole shot too that throws him off a little bit.
It's just amazing to watch him do it. It feels like it's unfair. I'm just pulling it up on his career numbers. Now, he entered tonight 15 for 27. That's 55.6%, which is a massive number. So this was his 16th career shootout goal in 28 attempts. And it feels like those numbers are low compared to what he does. It's remarkable. So I wanted to share that real quick because that was a neat moment. And the Stars get the win to carry on. They've won 7 in a row. If they win in Ottawa tomorrow, they will tie their own franchise record they set last year. And the only thing I wanted to say about it before we get to Sam's major announcement was, Luds, it always baffled me. So this is my 11th year covering the Stars, that they would get close to and maybe even equal the 7-game winning streak over that decade that I was with the team and now here at DLS. That with all the good teams that you were on, and in between the different generations of Dallas Stars, that they never had more than a 7-game winning streak. That seems surprising because you guys had some point streaks back in the day that were really long, but never more than 7 wins in a row.
We didn't want to show all our cards off. You want to keep them guessing sometimes. You don't want to. You just kind of set them up. It's not like I said, the real stuff starts at game 83.
All right, Sam. Well, we know that you were on the road with the team and you're still in New Jersey because you will not be back until early next week. But you got a chance to go to Madison Square Garden. You got a chance to go to Wells Fargo Center and cover the Rangers and Flyers games. Stars won them both. Frankly, we thought you probably should have been sent by the company up to Montreal and Ottawa because let's keep the good vibes rolling. Yeah. But there was another motive, so to speak, of your trip. And I think the floor is yours.
All right. Hey, Katie. Come in here.
Please tell me you're not calling the plumber.
No, not the plumber. Calling the infamous Katie.
Hi, Katie.
Go ahead, take that. Get in here. Why don't you go ahead and show them?
I don't know where the camera is.
Hey, look at that. Well, congratulations, you two. We have a couple photos.
Who are you people? Whoops, that was the wrong one.
I don't think John meant to do that.
You can hear them.
I can hear them. I can't see them.
There they are.
Oh, look at that.
On the icy, is that a dock?
That's a dock and a pond. Yeah, right by where I grew up in New Jersey.
Katie, did you have any idea he was planning this?
Not really. He made a few comments and slipped up a little bit this week, and I'm a pretty suspicious and investigative person, so I figured it out. But no, we were there, and I turned around, and he was down on one knee, and I was completely shocked.
Me too.
Well, I had a joke. I was going to say, how could you tell he's down on one knee?
Oh, I'm going to say that too.
Oh, you had to give another short joke.
Not even on big moments.
So, he needs some milk. Well, we have Katie here. We have to go back to California, the holiday trip. What happened with the plumber? Because Sam has been getting absolutely abused in the chat for destroying yet another plumbing system in another state.
It was a sink.
You were going in the sink?
Oh, no. Dude, careful who you're talking to now, Katie.
I wasn't even involved.
No, we had his sister's baby shower at the house. And then the next day we were all having lunch, and there was just a lot of people. And I think we were just overusing the sink. And all of a sudden we were left with a bunch of dirty dishes and no sink to clean them. I actually brought stacks of them outside and rinsed them off with a hose.
Maybe Sam takes a shower in the sink.
There's a lot of congratulations in the chat right now. There's a lot of positive vibes. Nobody's made a plumbing joke. Oh, nope, they have now.
Yeah, he took this dude.
Burned Oils said the plumbery destroying is going to have to stop, Sam.
That's fair. I promise.
He's got the stigma on him right now, so to speak.
Plumbery. We're making up words now.
But a lot of congratulations. People are a big plumbing is paying off, Sam, to break the plumbing systems. They're all having fun for you.
Appreciate it. Oh, there's some familiar names in there as well. Thanks, everybody.
That's a different Ben, though.
Yeah, that's my brother-in-law.
Oh, aha. So
Yeah,
Katie knows all about who this Ben is.
Sam, you know, I do have some upsetting news. Sabrina and Andrew Leonard, the long sleeve shirts. Well, they actually have a couple shirts for you and Katie, but it was all prior to this announcement. So I'm going to see how they're going to have to regroup.
I was going to say, is it?
I don't know, but I kind of do know. But we're gonna.
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise.
There you go. Well, now it can be an engagement.
It's not
present.
a surprise anymore, apparently.
But it might be. They still don't know what it is. It might say no distractions on it, Sam.
Sure, it says something about Hot Sam. That's my first guess.
So, all right, I have to ask Katie, are you getting as much of a kick of all the nicknames that Sam has been acquiring in the last couple of months? And do you have a favorite?
I feel like...
Do you have a favorite?
Well, Hot Sam was a pretty big commodity over Christmas. But I feel like every time I talk to him after a show, I hear a new name. I hear something else.
So far, my favorite is either the Samando.
I was just going to say, we're going to get him some underwear for a wedding gift.
Yeah, that's for
No
sure.
way. No way.
A AAA card.
Or I
Roadside
believe
assistance.
Little Buddy is always a fun one because of the Gilligan reference. So we have fun with that. John is enjoying the plumber jokes. I just have to say.
And but by the way, in the brightest of lights in us, probably this will be a good one to clip for social. I completely changed to the wrong page and hit a drop that just had nothing to do with what we were talking about.
It was SpongeBob though. It's all good. I appreciate it.
At least it was funny. Yeah, I was going for this one though. We had it all prepared. There it is.
There you go.
John would approve.
Were you going to play a drop with it as well, or just?
No, I was not going to play a drop.
Okay, you're not going to
just play a drop instead.
Finland or something.
No, I mean I can do that if you want me to.
Finland.
At least Sam, he didn't play "The Sky Is Falling" while you guys were celebrating your moment.
The sky is falling.
Any other requests while I'm on the right page?
I mean, get ready, boys. Tomahawk City. That's
all
their
the
thing
drops.
now.
Get ready, boys.
All right. Well, congratulations to both of you. We have to get to the super chats in a minute, but we are thrilled for you and happy to share this special moment with both of you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Katie. Okay.
I need the headphone back.
Guys, let's start. Oh, yeah, the Samboni is a good one, too. I like the Samboni nickname.
Tell him to stop making fun
I'll
of
just
no
leave that one
decorations.
alone.
Let's
She has one request. You got to stop making fun of her no decorations in her room. That's the one rule.
There are some. They just can't see them.
Yeah. So that's
really,
one rule.
what we're saying is you should have picked a better angle for your presentation because they're there.
Yeah,
okay.
there's some decent
So
stuff.
it's on
here
Sam
the walls.
again. It's his fault.
It's always on Sam.
Well, he's learning.
You're always
And
wrong.
Sam doesn't learn.
All right, let's start the super chats. We will have to carry this over, of course. But here, let's go with our first one.
Bing bang.
I love Misty 1985. Sorry, I see a Robin Nestler set her free chat. We'll get to that in a minute. A little Robertson and Ludwig from I Love Misty 1985. It's worth noting that with all the weeping and teeth gnashing and the garment rending over how the Stars were playing this season, they have 55 points at the halfway point, 27, 13, and 1, compared to 53 points, 24, 12, and 5. A little bit more, one more regulation loss, less overtime shootout points, more wins. Not too bad, Luds. Of course, a 7-game winning streak will help.
This guy's not falling anymore. It took him. Hey,
Guy is falling.
we kind of, we were talking about some of that early on. There was, different pieces here. There was younger pieces here. They didn't have the depth. There were some guys that weren't up and running. There was Robo. You will die on the hill with it. That his foot was or his toe was sore, and now he's up and going. Hintz is going, and the lines are starting to get there. And you know what? This is all without Marchman and Tyler Seguin.
Yep.
So, hopefully that when they come back, that they just, plug them in and plug and play.
By the way, John is in on the chat right now. He's not thrilled because apparently one super chat with this big engagement announcement for Sam and Katie. So,
well, maybe we just have to remember we said last time the Cowboys get $100 super chats, everybody.
It worked last time.
Just got to leave it in there.
Yeah, seriously.
Our plot to bastardize Sam's engagement for financial gain has been foiled, apparently.
Yes, it didn't work as you were hoping. Anything we want to get to? Well, how about this? We have this chat that I was trying to talk about, and now it just completely disappeared. Oh, snap. My screen went blank. So, set her free, Robin Nestler. Love my Sam and Katie. That has to be in the family.
That would be my mom.
And she's in the chat, and that's awesome. Thank you very much, Robin, for giving some airtime for our little Sam. We're very proud of him. Little rugrat. Lud, do you have anything to add before we?
No, I'm just so emotionally wrecked right now. I don't. No words.
By the way, Jason.
So happy.
Jason did ask earlier if you were wearing another United Heroes League jersey.
No, this is actually called 444 Angel. A friend and I have a charity that we give bicycles away to the military kids and children's advocacy centers and stuff like that.
All right, up next, let's get our wrap up here on the postgame show. But first, let's talk about DLLS and look at that program. You have a QR code on the screen. If you are listening to us later, go to alldls.com and seriously consider signing up for a Die Hard. You can do it, and it's an annual thing in addition to the great T-shirt like this one, perhaps, or maybe Sam, show us your hoodie, the DLS hoodie that you're wearing right now. Yeah, it's got a nice little flag crest in the corner, camo print.
Camouflage.
I've heard they're very comfortable.
Yeah, I wear it every day.
So you could get one of those. Now, you don't get the hoodie as a free promo code. You have to get a T-shirt, but you can go on the merch store and buy that. And I believe being a diehard allows you a little discount in that department. You have the welcome package that comes as part of being a diehard. This is some of the stuff that you can get depending on the shirt you may pick out. The membership card, the welcome note, stickers, all sorts of good stuff. And that's just the swag you get. You also get access to the Discord, where you can talk about all the things that we do. We're doing a Luddy's Damn Discord channel next Wednesday on a regular podcast show. You also get to read all of the articles. Stars, Mavericks, Rangers, Cowboys, everything, even the stuff that's behind the Die Hard paywall. You have full access. Everything as a DLLS supporter, and it's wonderful. Plus, it helps us grow. What better way than that? Alldls.com. Use that QR code, and thank you very much.
Bing bang.
Oh, we have another one.
Oh, KG.
KG. A little Heiskanen and Stanley Cup here. Congratulations to Sam and Katie on their engagement. Remember, she's always right, Sam.
Accurate.
Bing bang.
Oh, look at that. We have a inception moment here, Luds, because Sam just super chatted our own show, a little Lundqvist, and the year after Luddy won the second Stanley Cup. Who are you people?
Who are you people?
Hey,
That
did you have to get
best
permission
job.
to spend that $5?
No, not yet.
Did you clear that?
Not
You
yet.
didn't clear it yet?
Not yet. No,
Uh-oh.
I had it left over. So I had it left over. I didn't.
You'll
tell anybody.
learn.
John, before you hit Bing Bong, do you have like a fanfare or a special drop or
Let me see if. Hold on. Do I have that party sound from New Year's Eve still? Hold on. Does that count?
that's
Bing
perfect. Look at this, Sam.
Wow.
I Love Misty 1985.
Wow.
101 and Ludwig 3, which is the first over 100 super chat for us. Thank you very much. I Love Misty. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Sam and Katie. Wonder if their engagement is more romantic than that of Lud's. I don't even know what that means. Of course, that might be more befitting of a Ludscapades or a damn Discord question and answer session. Yes, maybe so. Or maybe he just needs more Herman Marshall before he'll reveal that story.
I believe you. Did you reveal that story on the show, or was that off the air?
No,
You definitely
that was
told
just
No.
us.
What are we
That was
talking
to
about?
us.
They're talking about
What
Lud's
your
engagement?
your current marriage,
Yeah.
your engagement story of that current
His
marriage.
marriage.
I don't think you told it on the show.
It's not much of a
No,
story.
he told
No.
us.
That's not a story.
Okay, so not a Ludscapades, but thank you and congratulations from I Love Misty to Sam and Katie.
Bing bang.
Thank
You have
you.
another one. See, Sam, all you had to do was throw in a few bucks of your own. You got everybody going. So a 11, that's a Stankoven and a Bork from Mav LHP 44. Longtime viewer, first time super chatter. Just want to say congrats to Sam.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I love the first time super chats too. Thank you for watching.
love
We
that.
appreciate it. And don't be afraid to throw the super chat our way. We just love to get you on top of that, of the comments. So Texas Twist is upset because no more Herman Marshall for victory shots. Must be behind the scenes call. Boo, celebrate all victories. Sincerely, Life.
Don't worry.
You guys need
Don't
to be
worry.
boozing on the show. Let's go.
We'll have to do a double next
Slacking.
time.
GM
Hey,
Ben
speaking of
gets
that-
in.
Yes.
I had some whiskey last night.
Look, he's all proud of himself.
I was just want to let you guys know that. I was excited. I got a bunch of
I
crap
would.
that
You know what? You did seem like you were fading here in the post game show when we first got on. So
It was a long night. It was a long,
Yeah,
late night. I had a hot toddy with a little tea, a little whiskey. It was good times, man. Good times.
Are you a little sick?
Yeah, little voice is going a little bit.
Why is Sam, every time he travels for DLS, he gets sick?
Or period. Anytime I travel, period.
I think you need to start wearing a mask on the plane
Yeah, or a
Yep.
bodysuit.
or anywhere
bubble.
else. Hey, our GM got into the chat. He says, GM Ben says, tonight's show should be brought to you by Dick's Last Resort. Thanks for letting us in the office.
I mean, it should be brought to you by me because all I did was awkwardly walk through the kitchen of Dick's Last Resort. Everyone turned and stared at me, and I asked how to get to the stairs. So I don't really think there was much heavy lifting on the Dick's
I don't know.
Last
I may
Resort
have
part.
had something to do with it because you locked me out and I had to sit and wait down there.
I did
But
not
at least I went to the
Luds,
bar and sat
Luds.
down and
I did not lock
got to
you
meet
out.
all of them.
Who locked you out? You know who locked you out, and it was not me.
I don't know. There was nothing in the. I
It
don't
was
know.
the
Uh-oh.
bartender. He told you it was him.
Oh, that's right. He did tell me that. He had to go outside and
He
have a
gave-
smoke. Well, you could come
he
up
gave you
with
a free
something
drink,
better
though.
than a piece of paper inside the door.
It wasn't a piece of paper. It was a door stopper.
No, I don't think
And it
so.
was in the door when I got here.
Yeah, he put just like the last time I sat in the stairwell. He
Yep.
he takes care of you.
Well, you know, Boston guys have to stick together, us New
Yeah.
Englanders.
Do you just call yourself a Boston guy?
Yeah, I'm not really a Boston guy, but I am a New Englander. So
You
I'm
live like 8 hours from Boston.
No, it's not 8 hours. It's like a 4-hour drive. Thank you very much. 8
That's
hours.
like me saying I'm an Austin, Texas.
Hey, this
resident.
is supposed to be about Sam.
First of all,
It's supposed to be about
Austin
Sam
is
and
We're
not,
past
Katie.
that. Now it's about me. Okay.
Yeah, now it's
Austin
about
is not
John and
8 hours
Boston.
from Dallas.
We've seen your wedding shots, so
And by the way, John, in 8 hours, I could be in New York City from Blue Hill, Maine. So thank you. All right. Let's get to, unless we have any more chats we want to get to, let's do our Herman Marshall marquee moment of the game. which of course is brought to you by Herman Marshall. You can pick up your favorite bottle at your closest goody liquor store.
I would have to go with Robo, right? Isn't that a simple one? Or should I go with the engagement?
It's a toss-up.
I know.
They're both very important.
Yeah. That's why I'm
for our
going.
show.
That's why I'm going with Robo.
The Photoshop potential with the photo on the left.
Yes, there is.
It looks like Sam's holding his breath, doesn't it?
See, if Sam were like Sam, if you were like notoriously like a team defender or anything like that, like, you know, if we could Photoshop like Robo on there every time, like Owen, if it was Owen with Robo, we
That's
could
right.
Photoshop Owen. It's like the Mahomes kissing the ref AI photo,
Yeah.
like that
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah.
Man, all he does is support the linesman. By the way, we have to mention, shout out to let me see. It was Michel Cormier.
Yeah.
They score a power play goal. Montreal, the line A goal. So it's still a power. They have to take a face off at center ice, but it's still a power play. The referees only drop the puck to start the game, and I believe the beginning of the period does the referee drop it at center ice, but not during the period, even if it's at center ice. So Cormier drops the puck. The Stars win it back, and Ilya Lyubushkin
Nails him.
steps up at full power, one times the puck,
ankle.
and he hits Cormier right in the flamingo.
It was almost looked like it was intentional. You know, I mean, because I'm thinking to myself, like, when would you normally drive a puck right up the wall? You normally you're going to do
middle.
it. I mean, you go up the middle of the ice. I'm thinking you just go up the wall with it all the time. There's nobody there, but it was almost like he, you know, had something to do with the game. I don't know.
Or frustration of just giving up a power play goal on 5-on-3, and he just crumpled right in the high ankle or maybe in the heel.
Might have got the heel too.
It did not look good. So hopefully he's feeling better, but he hobbled off and finished with 3 officials instead of 4 on the ice. So that was, although that was a fun moment, the Robo goal, and a shout out to the honorable mention of Sam and Katie, was our Herman Marshall marquee moment of the match. Every bottle of single barrel straight bourbon whiskey, Herman Marshall donates 15% of its revenue to the Guns N' Hoses Foundation of North Texas for those who went before. Stop into your closest goody liquor store to find your favorite bottle. All right, Sam, aside from your major announcement, how about a man of the match selection tonight?
Jake Oettinger. I believe the goalies were the most important in this game. It was one of those games where, like I said before, that it was who was going to blink, and Jake didn't blink, and he got him to the third period. He got him all the way to overtime, and he stopped all 3 in the shootout. So I give it to Jake Oettinger.
Luds?
Well, I would have to go with the same, but I will go with Jamie Benn for keeping it rolling. Big goal to get him to OT.
Are you guys surprised that Sam Montembeault was the number 1 star tonight?
No, it's in Montreal, and he was great. He was as good as a goalie at the other end of the
Are you
rink.
guys surprised
Well,
that
I'm sure
Patrik
Jake
Laine
was number 2?
Nope, he was number 3.
Oh,
Patrik Laine was number 2.
Yeah,
it is
that's
Montreal.
That's some home. That's some home cooking.
I'm just looking at my stuff here, guys, and I would have picked Jamie because you already picked Oettinger. I think Stankoven continues to generate, but I'm going to pick Jason Robertson because he scored the game deciding goal in the shootout, and it's baffling how easy that he makes that look. So for me, I'll go with Robo as our man of the match. But honestly, Sam Montembeault deserves a very big shout out. He was fantastic again tonight. Really good performance for Montreal. And as Luddy mentioned, the fact that they got 3 points out of 4 on a back-to-back with travel with Dallas waiting for them
against those two
and
teams.
having to go to Washington, a very good home team, and beat the Caps, and then turn around and play another. This is 4 straight overtime games. So it's not like they've had an easy. They've had to play extra hockey here in the last week every night.
Yeah, everybody from the coaches to the players are going to be very happy with their past 24 hours.
So we
Bing
have.
bong.
I was about to move, but we have another super chat. Ardell, a little Lundqvist, and Steele. Whole thing. Oh, 1 minute. I thought you were telling me to hold on, John. Congratulations, Sam. Got the DLLS job and got the girl. Pretty cool. Can we hear some of 29's numbers? 29 deserves more recognition this year. He's talking about Jake Oettinger.
I got Oettinger before this game at 3rd in save percentage at a 910, and I believe
3rd in what?
in save percentage in the NHL.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's one win. Is he one win behind?
I believe he's
Hellebuck?
right behind Hellebuck.
Yeah, so he was tied.
He's either one win behind him now, or he's tied.
No, Hellebuck jumped up to 26. Ottinger's now
that's
at
right.
22. So he's 4 behind him, but he's second now. He just jumped Markstrom with the win tonight. So second in the league in wins, second in the league in save percentage. There's your love right there for 29.
Thanks to everyone who joined on our television platforms. Make sure to like and subscribe here on the pod and check out alldls.com. All right, back to the show. A little bit more on Oettinger. It's his 21st win in 31 appearances this year. He entered the day tied in wins with Jacob Markstrom, who also won today. So he's still tied for second with 21. And as Sam mentioned, Hellebuck at 26. He is up there in goals against average. I didn't think he was in the top 10 in save percentage. I thought that he was a little lower in that. But maybe that's based on number of minutes played. I know that there's a minimum criteria, but Sam, as far as 9-10, I mean, there's some guys that are like Hellebuck's at 928.
Yeah.
But overall, they're the duo of DeSmith and Oettinger. They've second in the league, I think, in team goals against and up there in team save percentage. They've been really, really good.
Yeah.
You just had a little light
Excellent.
flash and illuminate
You got
you
a
there.
candle burning down there?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
No, I just looked at NHL stats. It's probably just the
Oh.
It does
Screen.
illuminate his face in
Still
sort of a
working.
creepy
Yeah, it's
vibe.
working.
All right, let's as we wrap this one up, we have a game tomorrow, and it's an afternoon one, so it's not an easy turnaround for the Stars. Ottawa, I believe, played tonight already.
They
yeah,
did.
they
They
played
did.
early. They had the afternoon game, and
I think they lit somebody up, didn't
boy,
they?
did they? They were in Pittsburgh, so they had
Yeah.
to travel.
Yep.
But 5-0 in Pittsburgh over the Penguins. Stars have to get to Ottawa. They have to play tomorrow afternoon. It'll
How are
be
they getting there? Train or bus?
I thought I heard bus, but
Okay.
I know that sometimes teams will from Montreal train. But I think they're busing because I'm guessing that
They're about halfway there right now.
I'm guessing the time to get from the Bell Center to the airport in Montreal, get on the charter, fly to Ottawa.
No, it's only
get
a couple hours.
It's almost not worth it. You just meet the plane there.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know they were taking the train.
Stars and Ottawa Senators for the second time in a week and a half or so.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a 1-1 game, tomorrow. I think we're going to see a few more goals scored. Ottawa can put the puck in the net. They're not great at defending, but they can put the puck in the net, and they might be a little feisty. We know who their captain is. He may stir the pot a little bit.
I
Hey,
like him.
Sam. GM
Hey.
Ben is all over the chats. He said, wait, so this engagement wouldn't have happened if I didn't greenlight this trip? GM Ben, Sam's best man.
Yeah, book it. Let's do it.
And then he, a couple minutes later, said, Sam's going to try to expense the engagement ring, isn't he?
Yeah, I
Bing
told him
bong.
I already sent that in.
Oh, but
Oh,
this
I got
is
a
the fun
super
part.
chat.
A little DeSmith and 99 Cup here from GM Ben. Luds, where are we taking Sam for his bachelor party?
I'll tell you when we get off the air.
Oh, I like it. All right. Well, guys, that just about wraps it up. Any final thoughts for this one? Stars win 7 in a row now, and they head to Ottawa to play the Senators tomorrow at 4 Central, which means we have a 3:30 pregame show tomorrow afternoon.
This winning thing is getting old, isn't it?
Oh,
Kinda
it's awful,
Hard
right?
to handle. Yeah, I mean, what a nice change from the beginning of the year when we were kind of critiquing everything and thinking the sky was falling and everything else. And so it's not anymore. The sky is falling. Enjoy it. And I just look forward to, and I can't wait to see when Marchment gets back, and then we'll see when Tyler gets back in there and see what they do with the lines, and we move forward, and we'll see. Now it starts getting interesting with the team playing like this, and when your general manager is sitting up there and your owner's sitting at home, and do we or don't we, or what kind of piece could we add, and because all these things right now, as they continue to do what they're doing, you're like, okay, what can we add? What could we add to strengthen this thing to
And
get
what
us
do
where
they
we want to
need?
go? Yep.
Right? That's always a big one. Sam, before we get to your thoughts, I'm laughing because Burned Oil said we should take you to Jack in the Box for your bachelor party.
Get
And
those
then
egg rolls.
The one that really got me was Travis said somewhere.
Great egg rolls.
Travis said somewhere with a big toilet.
I thought it was a
You gotta be
sink.
prepared. You got to.
I think there's
everything.
multiple plumbing apparatus that have apparatus.
No plumbing is safe around Sam.
Boy, there's and then Ben Hey, you'll love this one. Be sure to add some plungers to the wedding registry.
Some automatic ones.
And by the way, that's brother-in-law Ben, not GM Ben. So even the brother-in-law is firing shots at our buddy Sam. All right. Tomorrow, the Stars will play the Senators at 4 o'clock, 3:30 pregame. Sam, what is anything that you're keeping an eye on to get ready for this one? I mean, Casey DeSmith, we would almost assume he's going to start.
Yeah, I think it'll be Casey, and I think this is a big test. I mean, all these games have been a big test. They're against some good teams or teams that were hot, obviously outside of the Flyers. But tomorrow is a back-to-back. This was a tough game tonight. It was pretty physical early on. The Stars got out hit. They got run around a little bit. They had to make a comeback. They had to go all the way into the shootout. I think it's going to tell us a lot about this team to see how they come out tomorrow against a team that gave them some trouble in their previous meeting. And as we mentioned, they got a couple guys that can mix it up, so Dallas has to be ready.
Think about this. This winning streak started after that frustrating come-from-behind overtime loss. Minnesota came back from 2-0 down, got to overtime, beat the Stars, first game out of the holiday break. They've won 7 in a row since.
I'm thinking if we go a little bit longer, we don't have to even go home. We could just hang out here.
Start the pregame show.
You heard him. It's time to leave. You guys have stuck around. That's one of the things that is really impressive. We want to grow our audience. We want to build and have an even bigger DLS Dallas Stars, support window here. But for everybody that does join us, they don't leave. Almost the full number still here. We love it. The other shows are a little jealous of how you guys all stick around and hang with us the whole time here on DLS. We love it. And oh dear, boy. The family and friends of Mr. Nestler are definitely having some fun.
Did you get Sam one of the things that the horses have that hang underneath that catch?
You mean
the
ones that are like the carriage rides around the city? Oh dear.
That apparently don't work because
that's
they're
a Seinfeld episode.
It is. I believe Kramerfeld and Beefaroni or Beefarino or something. Yeah. The big industrial bulk cans. Well.
There's a story there. I'm not going to tell you guys.
Uh-oh.
Your red face doesn't give it away, though, at all.
Die Hard exclusive.
I'm telling you, there's a Sam's Capades here somewhere, and we'll get to it. But maybe next time. Stars win tonight in a shootout over Montreal. Big win.
Starsy.
7 in a row. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon. Congrats, Sam and Katie. So long, everyone.
Who are you people?
We all silly like the mayor.